Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Guest House Board Member Michael Fontana.
Wow. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike Fontana. I've been on the board of Guest House for a little over 20 years. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing our presenting sponsor, the State Deputy for the Michigan State Council for the Knights of Columbus, Mr. Barry Borsenik.
Sorry, Michael, we caught him off guard. We were over doing a photo op. We're doing what Knights of Columbus do. We were handing out checks. Your Excellencies, Reverend Fathers, deacons, religious, my brother Knights, all supporters of Guest House, good evening. It's my pleasure to be here tonight and to address you with some brief comments. I'd also like to recognize at least a couple of our individuals that are here today. We have our state chaplain, Father Andy Laframboise, and our immediate past state deputy, now Supreme Director, Christopher Kolomchek, and his wife, Julie, who are here. And it's high honor for Michigan to have a Supreme Director, and Chris and Julie are flying off to destination unknown tomorrow to be formally installed as a Supreme Director and to get direction of what his duties will be internationally, really, as a representative of the Knights of Columbus. So it's a great honor for us to have that representation. It's fitting that we're here today. It's been a long time since I've been on this campus, and to be here at the Henry Ford and Greenfield Village it's really special to me. As an engineer by trade, who is now as a salesperson, I have a lot of appreciation for the ingenuity and the development in engineering and the background behind the whole Henry Ford story. And coincidentally, just yesterday, I came across a sales blog, if you will, and it was a story about innovators and leaders. And it was a story about, I forget the number, it was 7 or 17 or whatever it was, of influential people and how many failures they had before their success. And they mentioned Henry Ford and Elon Musk and Steve Jobs and Warren Buffett and all these other innovators who, before their massive success, encountered huge failures or repeated failures. And it struck me thinking about tonight of how so many people who go through addiction and difficulties, all difficulties in life, but how it's very common to go through that experience, right, of failure and failure and failure before you find success. And addiction and dependency affects most of us, probably all of us. Can find some connection in our own families, in our own circle of friends, of people who have had those challenges. I mean, I can speak to my own family, and my wife, Mandy, her father was an alcoholic, and to his credit, he conquered it at a young age. Well, I say conquered it. He was a recovering alcoholic for over 35 years until the day he died. Recovering alcoholic for that long. My dad was an alcoholic. He quit, and he quit again, and he quit again, and he kept quitting, but never quite conquered it until the day he died. But it affects us. Being part of a family with an alcoholic or an addict is challenging. And I've come to learn through the Knights of Columbus that our families, our experiences, our everyday lives aren't that much different from the lives of our priests and religious. I've come to have a great appreciation for those who say yes to the Lord to serve us. And in so much as that I've come to realize that they're real people too, right? They have families, they have parents, they have siblings, and they suffer the same challenges and consequences that we do in our own families. And so how wonderful it is that we have a place like Guest House that appreciates their unique role as religious, yet suffering the same challenges that we do as lay people, and gives them a place for recovery and support, and to hopefully integrate them back into the service that they said yes to. Because as Knights, we know and we work at so much the effort to try and encourage vocations. The Knights of Columbus support our priests and seminarians and religious in many ways. And I'm so grateful for the efforts of our councils throughout the state of Michigan and throughout our order, but especially here in Michigan. My delay in coming up here is because we had to do a little presentation of a bunch of checks that we just handed off to support the tuition of seminarians at Sacred Heart Major Seminary that is a result of contributions from Knights of Columbus all around the state of Michigan to help defray the cost of tuition, because we do not want financial difficulties to be the reason that someone who's called by God to serve to say, no, I can't do it, because we need priests. Yeah. And as important it is to recruit and to support formation, it's also important that we support retention. We say this in the Knights in terms of membership. We want to bring men into our order, but we also want them to stay. We want them to be active participants in our councils and in the good works that we do as Knights. But we want that too of our priests and religious. We don't want to just make priests and holy people. We also want them to be able to continue their ministry. So thank the good Lord for Guest House and the good works that they do to help us with retention of those who might otherwise not be able to continue to serve their ministry. So thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a 10-minute break and then our program will begin.